Hello everybody, welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of morality, charity and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join to submit in the question. Please submit your question one at a time. Please be brief and precise. Also let me know how the audio and video is doing today. I will start reading your comments and your question. Christine Koe, Satu, Ayi Namasagan Tanajan, Indrayani Sen Namo Buddhaya Jan. Christine Koe, good day, dear Tanajan. May you be healthy, strong, and long life. Video loud and clear. Thank you. Sylvia, the video is very loud and clear. Thank you, Tanajan. Thank you. Meta Vandana, audio and video is good. Thank you. Ayi, all clear, Tanajan. Thank you. Check link 10, greetings, dear Tanajan. Greetings to you. Beading Suki Hotu Tanajan, Satu Satu. Thank you. I hope everybody is doing well. Everybody still practice mindfulness and meditation as much as possible, because there's nothing better than meditation practice. It gives you the best form of happiness, free of charge. No need to have money to be happy. All you need is the time to maintain mindfulness and meditate. This is the best gift from the Buddha. The Buddha said, the happiness from meditation excels all other happiness. The happiness of peace of mind, calm, equanimity, Supadi, Satu, Piyao and Indra Valpola, Satu, Shio Hishan, good morning Tanajan. Video is great. Thank you. Indrayani Sen, Satu, Anna Chen, Namo Buddhaya. Adeline Chin, good afternoon Tanajan. Happy to be here today listening to your Dhamma sharing. Kenneth Tanchi about greetings Ajahn. May you be well and happy. Video and audio is good. Thank you. Bruce Lee Alam Saya, Namasagan, dear Ajahn. Hello to you. Wish you all are well and happy. Jay Chudasama, Satu, Satu. So far, no question yet. Lim Sui Kun, Satu, Satu. Piyao and Indira Valpola, much merit to you for sharing your wisdom with us. So far, I haven't shared anything yet today. Shio Hishan, Tanajan, which heaven does Mara reside in Buddhist cosmology? Mara is not a being, it's a personification of evil. It is the defilement. The greed, hate, and delusion is called Mara. It resides in the heart of every being, except those who had become fully enlightened. The Arahants and the Buddha had no Mara. The rest of the mind has Mara residing in themselves, in the mind, being greed, hate, and delusion. EOSC, joyful greetings and gratitude to Ajahn for your profound teachings. You're welcome. Mandala Shi, yes, audio good and happy. Thank you. Ayi, Ajahn, I have friends who teaches a lot of goodness that I don't know about. There are some things we don't understand, and I have asked Ajahn. In this case, I believe what Ajahn explained, but they still stick to their opinion. I don't want to argue, and I just keep quiet. In this case, am I wrong if I stay silent and don't try to explain? So that they finally agree that thinking they are wrong with their opinion show arrogance in me. If they are wrong, then they are wrong. It's not your arrogance or anything. And if you cannot convince them, then there's no, what else can you do? You did your best. So that then if you still cannot convince them, then it's just up to them. Leave it up to them to decide for themselves what is right and wrong. Metta Vandana, can you please explain Dhutanga practices? Dhutanga or austere practices. These are the teaching the Buddhas prescribed to monks, mainly to monks, who wants to live in austerity, don't want to live extravagantly, because as monks we have to live simple because we rely on our living on other people. So the best way is to live in austerity, meaning it also will help the monks in their meditation practice, because it will get rid of their worry about the living requisites, the four living requisites. So the Dhutanga practice deal with how monks should eat and where should they live and what should they wear. So the Buddha wants monks to live as simple as possible and just take things as they come. Don't be choosy, don't be demanding. Just take whatever is available. So these Dhutanga practices are divided into about four sections. One dealing with food, one dealing with the robes, one dealing with the place of practice, the place to live, and the fourth one, the exertion. You can look up in Google, I think, Dhutanga practice or austere practices. Buddhist monks Dhutanga practice or austere practices. There are about 13 of them. I can list you some things like eating once a day, putting food in the bowl, and going on bintabata for food, and live in the forest, using rag as clothes, as robe, collecting discarded rags and materials that used to wrap around corpses and discarded in the cemetery. monks go pick up this material and then wash them and dye them and then sew as a robe to wear. So this is basically the way monks lived during the time of the Buddha, just scavenging for things that is being thrown away. Don't want to impose on people for material to make robes. They just go look for discarded materials in the garbage bin or material that is used to wrap around corpse. And then after the corpse has decay and decomposed, then the cloth then can be used. Monk can use this cloth or material to make robes for themselves. Monk was supposed not to rely on themselves as much as possible, not imposing or begging things from people. Try to make do with whatever they can come up with. Live simple. Okay, that's about what I can tell you about the Thanga practice. If you want the details, you have to look up, search in Google, austere practices, Buddhist monk austere practices, 13 of them. Heavenly Wayfeng, good morning, Tanajan, Satu Satu. Sawante, Satu Satu. Andy Fu, Satu Satu. Bruce Lee, Alam Seya. Question number 1, is it a good habit to start the day with Bhutto when we awake and then before we sleep we also watch Bhutto or our breath till sati drop and we fall to sleep? Will make us easy to sleep when we need to sleep this way? Well, the purpose of maintaining mindfulness is for the success in meditation. If you can maintain Bhutto from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep, then when you meditate, you will find it easy for your mind to become calm, peaceful, and enter into jhana. So that's the purpose of maintaining mindfulness of Bhutto. You should start with Bhutto and continue to do the rest of the day with Bhutto. Recite Bhutto as much as possible. When your mind starts to daydream or thinks about useless things, you only stop when you have to think about your work or something essential. If they are non-essential thinking, then you should stop them by reciting Bhutto. So the main goal is to help you succeed in your meditation practice, but it can also make it easy for you to go to sleep as well. Katie Chang, Satu Satu. Carmen C.H., good afternoon, Ajahn. May you be well and healthy always. Thank you. Kevin Lee, dear Ajahn, I hope you are well. Recently, I contracted COVID-19. My body was sore and painful all over, and I find that my mind was very reluctant to meditate. Even when I did, it was hard to stay mindful as there were a lot of craving for the pain to go away. I realized that when I am old, this pain might be more intense. How can I prepare myself so that even when my body is in a lot of pain in future, I can use meditation to overcome? You have to keep practicing meditation as much as possible until you can stop your mind to react to the pain. If the mind becomes still, then it will not react to the pain, and then the pain will not bother the mind. So you have to really honestly put in a lot of effort now before you have to really experiencing the pain from sickness and old age that will come eventually. So try to practice mindfulness and meditation as much as possible until you can get your mind to enter into jhana. Once you are into jhana, then the pain of the body will not disturb you. Your mind will be peaceful and calm and not affected by the pain of the body. PR and Indira Valpola. Ajahn, sometimes it is very hard to be equanimous with unskillful people even though you try so hard, especially someone like a brother or sister. Is avoidance a good strategy? No, the good strategy is to remain non-reactive to whatever they do. You might need to use wisdom. You should not look at your brother or sister as brother or sister. You should look at them as natural phenomena, like the wind or the rain or the sun or the storm or the weather. You cannot change them. You cannot make the weather to go away to change the weather. So you cannot change your brother or sister. You look at them as natural phenomena, and then you will then not try to do something with them. Leave them alone. Let them be whatever they want to be. They are like fruits. Some people are like bananas. Some people are like oranges. Some people are like grapes and apples. So your brother might be bananas or oranges. You cannot change them into apple or grapes. You just have to accept them for what they are. Once you try to help them and change them, but once you could not do that, then you should stop. Just leave them alone. Don't look at them as your brother and sister. Look at them as the four elements that come and go, that rise and cease. And there's nothing you can do anything for them. Ruth T.W. Namaskar Ajahn from Melbourne, Australia. Sawasdee, how are you? Jalan Pon. Cherry Stino, Satu Tanajan. Back and well, Anumodana for everything. While sleeping and a very sad dream comes. When waking up, the emotions are overwhelming for some moment and they cause a lot of suffering because sati can make the mind mindful again. How to overcome dreams, Sanajan? You cannot. They are the consequences of your good and bad karma. If you have good dreams, it's the consequence of your good karma. If you have bad dreams, you have bad karma. The consequence of your bad karma. The way to deal with them is to accept them for what they are. Knowing that whatever dreams you have will not affect your mind, will cannot destroy your mind. So just keep the mind calm and not reacting to dreams. Accept them like you accept the good and bad weather. Everything is anicca, anatta. If you want to do something with them, you can get dukkha. So don't react to them. Let them be anicca, let them be anatta. If you continue with your meditation, you will have less dreams as you advance. And eventually you will have very little dreams, but not completely without any dreams. But you will have the wisdom and mindfulness to deal with them by leaving them alone, accepting them for what they are. And they cannot hurt you or cause you to have any bad reaction. Bruce Lee Alamsaya. Question number 2. When we can't sleep while we desire to sleep, how should we treat our mind? You should be thankful because a lot of meditators don't want to go to sleep. So you should take that opportunity to continue on with your meditation. You can do it while you're in a lying down position and just meditate and don't expect to go to sleep. Don't have any desire to go to sleep. Just meditate and you can fall asleep very quickly. The problem that keeps you from falling asleep is your desire to fall asleep. This will prevent your mind from going to sleep. So you have to forget about your desire of wanting to go to sleep and just continue on with your meditation. Focus on your breathing or focus on your butto and pretend as if you are meditating and you don't want to go to sleep. When you do that, then you find that you go to sleep very quickly. But if you haven't gone to sleep, don't worry, don't pay attention. Just continue on with your meditation in your lying down position. I guarantee you that you will fall asleep sooner than you would think. But don't desire to go to sleep. This will keep you up all night. Just just accept the result. Whether you go to sleep or not doesn't matter. Just be happy that you can continue on with your meditation practice. Then you will go to sleep very easily. Metta Vandana, thanks for the explanation, Ajahn. You're welcome. Yohanali, good day, Ajahn. Wishing Ajahn a beautiful day. Thank you. Patricia Chan, Sadhu. Calling soon. Can a mom know and like to listen politics or development of country? Usually, moms are not supposed to get involved with politics or anything. Monks are someone who has left the world and live in seclusion. Leave the world alone, leave the country alone. Because monk has to spend time meditating, cannot waste time and spend time following what's going on in the world. Eli Hassan, good day, Ajahn, here raining, but video and audio still fine, thank you. Carmen CH, I notice I have to bear with behaviors of people without arising anger and hatred toward them. Example, in office, colleagues and bosses. Sometimes my chest is tired on handling this interaction with humans in order to earn a living. Is it something is wrong with my mind? Yes, because you expect them to behave the way you want them to behave. So that this can place a heavy burden on you. Try to listen or try not to expect anything from anybody. Just consider yourself like a servant in the company and you're there just to do your job. Your job is not to try to change or expecting from people. Your job is to take order and do whatever you're given to do. Yes, you have to lower your position. Don't act like a boss, act like a servant. Then your mind will be calm and peaceful because you will not expect anything from anybody. You only wait for them to give you the order and tell you what to do. Angelina, Sadhu, falling soon. If my back body is injured, how should I meditate? If you cannot sit, then you have to lie down and meditate. But you probably won't be able to meditate for long. You probably fall asleep. Shelly Stino, Anumodana Ajahn, you're welcome. PL and Indira Wapola, how do you practice restraining senses, Ajahn, to reduce defilement? By try not to see them or hear. Try to not see, hear, feel or touch them. Try to isolate yourself from them. For monks, we go to live in the forest, away from the sensual objects. But if you have to come into contact with them, you have to use mindfulness. Recite Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Don't react to what you see or hear. And if it's possible, if you can avoid them as much as possible. Alfred Cole, Satu, Satu. I.e. question number 2. This week it seems like the pain of meditation that I feel is getting sicker and more frequent. Does this mean my meditation is regressing? What should I do, Ajahn? Maybe your mindfulness is not strong enough yet. Try to maintain more mindfulness. Stay mindful all day long. Start mindfulness when you wake up. Start reciting Bhutto Bhutto as you continue on with your daily activity. Then you'll find that your meditation can be easy and more successful. Celestino, it was a great honor and sukha to follow daily your steps during winter path. Ajahn, you're welcome. Miss you now. Haven't seen you a couple of days. I presume you already have got home. We have returned home to Italy. Shio Hishan, thanks Ajahn, Satu. Falling soon. When I meditate, it comes the phenomenon of mind being bring to the way, calming and staying in. Is it true, Ajahn? Yes, the result of meditation should make the mind peaceful and calm and not reacting to anything with emotion. Metta Vandana, please explain Vitakka and Vichara. Vitakka and Vichara is used when you meditate. Like when you're watching your breath, you are using Vitakka and Vichara. Vitakka is to realize that you are watching the breath. And Vichara is to know whether your breath is coming in or coming out. So this is what Vitakka and Vichara in meditation. When you meditate, you have to use Vitakka and Vichara. You have to be aware of your breath, and you have to know whether your breath is coming in or going out. So you are practicing Vitakka and Vichara. Deborah Rosenfeld, Satu, dear Ajahn. Satu to you. Kasana Chuntasevi, thank you, Ajahn, for your Dhamma session, which helped me have happy mind anywhere. I will practice more. Satu. Smiley Lane. Hi Ajahn, good afternoon. Thank you for sharing your wisdom to us. Satu, Satu. You're welcome. Akemi Amy Paul. Ajahn, what is the difference between walking meditation and sitting meditation? Well, the word itself is the difference. When you walk, you're doing walking meditation. When you sit, you are doing sitting meditation. The difference is your body posture, but the meditation is the same. You still focus on a meditation object like Bhutto, Bhutto. Or if you walk, you focus on your steps. If you sit, you focus on your breath. That's the difference. But you are doing the same thing. You are meditating. You are doing meditation to try to stop your mind from thinking, to calm your mind and bring mind to peace and happiness. Can we keep our mind open while doing sitting meditation and concentration in the breath? You should close your eye, you will get better results. If you open your eyes, your mind will not be able to go inside. So when you sit, you have to close your eyes. Your mind can become calmer and go in deeper. Celestino, yes, Tanajan, I arrived home in Italy 8 hours ago. Thank you for your kind interest. Happy to hear that. Did you have a good trip? I hope everything worked out well. Holding soon. How a lay person know he is become Sotapanna? When he no longer worry about his body. Whether the body will live or die doesn't bother him. Whether the body will get sick or not get sick will not bother a Sotapanna. Adeline Chin, dear Tanajan, my son has a question. Where does the mind go once we attain Nibbana and not be born again? Do we go to another realm? The mind is already in another realm. All of our mind is not in the physical realm where the body is. Our mind is in the spiritual realm. And the difference between someone who has attained Nibbana and someone who hasn't attained Nibbana is that one who attained Nibbana will no longer go look for a new body, go attach itself to a new body like us. Right now, our mind is attached to this body. And when this body dies, if we haven't yet reached Nibbana, the mind will then go and look for another body to become attached to. That's all. But the mind always remains in the spiritual realm. Every mind, whether enlightened or deluded, are in the spiritual realm, not in this physical world. The mind only connects to a body who lives in this physical world to experience the physical things that are happening in this physical world. Nam Lin Lin Satu Satu. Akemi Amy Po Satu Satu. Kwan Liman, dear Tanajan, with respect, can I still win the jackpot by practicing from home? Yes, it doesn't matter what you practice. What is important is to do the practice, regardless of where you are. You can win your jackpot, you can attain to Nibbana anywhere, as long as you can practice the Noble Eightfold Path fully, 100%. Polling soon, this mind is keep on want to listen more Dhamma and doing more good thinking. How to progress meditate? Can Ajahn advise? But keep doing them. Keep listening to Dhamma talks, keep practicing, keep doing good things, and then you will advance in your practice. Practice makes perfect. The more you practice, the more success you will get. Deborah Rosenfeld, how can you stop worrying about something that is not under your control but is very important? Well, you have to look them like you look at the weather. The weather is important to you, but you cannot control the weather. You just have to accept the weather. If you should have a storm, you will have to face it. If you're gonna have flooding, you're gonna have to face it. That's all. There's nothing you can do if they are not under your control. You just have to use equanimity and face them with equanimity, remaining calm and not reacting. Then your mind will not be sad or being hurt by whatever is happening. There's nothing more important than your mind, because everything will eventually disappear. Nothing lasts in this world. They come and go. The only thing that remains with you is your mind. So this is more important, is to protect your mind, save your mind from suffering by practicing mindfulness and wisdom, to keep the mind calm and not reacting to any situation when it's beyond your control. Priya and Indira Valpola. The good deeds you do, like offering dana and other meritorious deeds, do you get those karma vipaka in this birth too, some of it, or is it along samsara? You get them right away. As soon as you do something good, it will make your mind feel good. And this feeling good of the mind lasts longer than the feeling good of the sensual uh, sensual feelings. The good feeling you get from sensual contact lasts very briefly and it keeps changing all the time. But the good feeling that you get from doing good deed remain in your mind and go with your mind after you die. They last much longer. And if you keep maintaining them, keep feeling them, you will always have this good feeling to give you support and happiness wherever you go. Titichaya, Titichaya, Lila, Satu, Satu. Johanna Lee. Next coming 2 weeks, I am going to join a retreat held by a nearby temple for 5 days. Under monk from Pa'aw tradition, it is a couple of days for Muslim big day here in Indonesia. I just take this opportunity to meditate around people doing meditation together in the same place for some time and be away from my close ones for a while. Okay, Satu, Satu. Calling soon. Chak Bui Lo, Satu, Satu. Calling soon. Can Ajahn explain what is Ubeka when we apply it? Ubeka is not having no emotional reaction such as love, hate, fear, or delusion. You can only have Ubeka when you meditate and enter into the fourth jhana. Kwan Liman. Ajahn, I'm on 8 precept and I will continue to practice and keep the jackpot as my goal. Satu. Sochit Chim, Satu. Shelly Stino, yes, Ajahn, the trip itself was fine. However, it became wonderful just because I casually met and talked about the Dhamma with a German woman interested in it, and there is no greater happiness for me to find another person interested in the Dhamma. I shared the little I know and gave her your books. The 3 I got from you, free distribution, I got in your place. Thank you. Happy to hear that. Pauline soon. What is the good we become? Samanera. It's like being a monk. Being a Samanera is like being a monk, except you're not keeping the 227 precept. You only keep the 10 precept as a Samanera. It's for boys younger than 20 years old. They cannot have full ordination, so they have to become a Samanera first. After they are 20 years old, then they can take the full ordination and become a monk, but they will have to maintain the 227 precepts. Celestino, anyway, I still have the PC version of the books, Ajahn. Yes, you can also go to my website and download from there also. Suchart.com in the book section, English English book section. I.e. question number 3. Yesterday afternoon at 2 p.m. I listened to Ajahn lecture in Thai. I don't understand Thai, but I kept focused on what Ajahn was saying, and I got past the pain in my leg in that 1 hour. After it was finished at that time, I thought that meditating like that would lead to addiction and couldn't be done at any time. Is it okay to be like that once in a while, or do I have to always follow to recite Bhutto? Well, ideally, you should be able to meditate anywhere without having to rely on anything except your own mindfulness, such as Bhutto or watching your breath. But from time to time, when if you have the opportunity, you can use listening to Dhamma talk to help you meditate. There's nothing wrong with that either. So you can use the Dhamma talk if you feel that you cannot calm your mind with Bhutto or watching your breath. But eventually you're going to have to use Bhutto or watching your breath as your main meditation object. But it doesn't hurt to listen to Dhamma talk. If listening to Dhamma talk can also make your mind calm. Because the more you listen, the more mindfulness you will have. Then eventually you can meditate without having to listen to the Dhamma talk anymore. The Dhamma talk is something to help you start your meditation with, to help increase your mindfulness. So after you listen to Dhamma talk, after you finish listening to Dhamma talk, maybe you can continue on watching your breath. If you can do that, you might be able to practice meditate much longer. Paul Lim Soon, what is meaning of Magga Phala? The fruits and the path and the fruits. This is the practice in Buddhism. You have to practice. This is the Magga. When you attain to your attainment, you have the Phala or the fruit. Magga Phala. You meditate and you use wisdom. This is Magga. When you attain to Sotapanna, this is Phala. Do Ajahn know rising and falling abdomen meditation? It's the same as watching your breath. Instead of watching your breath at the tip of your nose, you watch it at your abdomen. When you breathe in, your abdomen rises. When you exhale, your abdomen fall. That's it. So it's just the point of focus for your meditation of your breath. Using breath as meditation object. You can watch at the tip of the nose, and you can watch the rising and falling of the abdomen. Ong Bi Chin, hi mom, glad to see you well, thank you. Well, it's good to have a brief break. Since there are not any more questions coming in yet. We can use this to meditate. Just keep watching your breath at the tip of your nose and don't think about anything. ลิ้นลัดเรื่องสิริสาธุสาธุ Falling soon, why when we meditate, the mental state arises unknowingly. The mental state keep arising all the time, whether you meditate or not. But when you meditate, you become more aware of them, that's all. So we have a lot of questions from Falling soon again. He's been gone for a while and now he's back again with a lot of questions. I hope you can use this question to stop you from having more questions. I hope not by answering your question will increase more questions from you, because the goal is to understand and then to practice, not just to know. Knowing things alone is not good enough in Buddhism. You have to know and then practice what you know. Then you won't have to ask anybody about anything anymore. Once you practice and learn from your practice. But if you learn from asking, you can forget very easily. You ask me today and next week you'll come back and ask the same question again if you don't use it to practice. Yes, Ajahn, thank you very much. Sadhu, sadhu. You're welcome. IE, question number 4. Can I hit the jackpot if I stay as a householder? It will be harder if you stay as a householder than if you become a monk, because then you will have more time practicing when you are a monk. If you stay as a householder, you will have lots of other things to do, and it will prevent you from doing the practice. So it will be a lot harder to hit the jackpot as a householder than as a monk. But if you don't have to do any work, if you're rich, you have enough money to pay for your requisites of life, and you don't have to do any other work, then maybe you can hit the jackpot as quick as being a monk or so. But where you live can also be a hindrance or be a supportive of your practice. If you live in a natural setting without having people or things around you, this will help your attainment more. If you're then living in the town or in a house with people and things around you. Falling soon, because I don't have any teacher to guide me, and furthermore I have a lot of doubt. What should I do? So keep on searching for Ajahn. I think you just do more practice than doing more asking questions. Do the 3 practices. charity, give away money, things if you have surplus to give away, and keep the precept, the 5 or the 8 precept, and then practice mindfulness and meditation. That's all you need to know how to do these 3 things, and then keep doing them. You don't have to know so much because all the other information is useless. They don't help you to advance in your meditation practice. Metta Vandana, thank you so much, Ajahn. Good night from California. It's 10:20 p.m. Yes, okay. It's 12:21 here, midday in Thailand, and it's almost midnight in California. In Santa Clara, right? I have one of a lay person who gives food regularly. She told me that her daughter has been accepted to UC Santa Clara. Is that where you are? Or Santa Cruz? I'm not sure. Maybe Santa Cruz. I'm sorry. UC Santa Cruz, right? Okay. Akemi Amipo, Ajahn, may I ask what are the difference listening to mantra or chanting the mantra? Well, listening is easier. You don't have to do the chanting. But then you have to rely on external source. But chanting the mantra yourself, then you don't have to rely on the external source. You can do it anytime, anywhere you want. Metta Vandana, yes. Metta Vandana, UC Santa Cruz, my son goes there. Okay. There's no UC Santa Clara, right? I'm sorry to ask you this. Nabiti Namasagan Ajahn. Tik Seng Tan Satu. Deborah Rosenfeld, Santa Cruz is a wonderful university in beautiful nature. Yes, I think it's along the coast, right? In somewhere between Monterey or north of Monterey, if I remember correctly. Metta Vandana, okay. No UC in Santa Clara, only in Santa Cruz. Ayi, thank you very much, Ajahn, for your guidance. Metta Vandana, there's the University of Santa Clara. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Amy Po, Ajahn. Does listen to mantra always have a good merit? Kind advice. Yes, it's good. It's like listening to Dhamma talk. But listening to Dhamma talk will be better because you can get wisdom when you listen to Dhamma talk. If you listen only to mantra, you can get samadhi or concentration. Tik Seng Tan, watching from Malaysia, typing. Thank you. Okay, we have about 5 more minutes left for our meeting here today. So if you have any more questions, you are still welcome to send it in right now. Eli Hassan Ajahn, Johanna did the translate completely, well printed in Bahasa Indonesia. Soon she will give some books to me. Then I will be able to share this happiness to my other friends that waiting to know more about Ajahn. Okay, thank you for helping printing the book and translating the book and distributing the book. Rusli Alamsaya, thank you very much for your kind wisdom, dear Ajahn. You're welcome. Okay, looks like there isn't any more question coming in today. So I would like to call this meeting to an end. I hope you benefit from this meeting and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.